Oh yes, good morning once again and welcome to Issues at Hand here on Church of Uganda Family TV. And it is a Friday. Every Friday, we always have someone from the police, and we'll be discussing matters of safety, matters of peace, matters of security, all that, so that we can live very, very safe out there, because you always know that policing starts with us, the citizens. Then, of course, we bring in those people who are authorized to do the actual work, but it all starts with you. Now, today, we are going to talk about something that is really, really critical, youth involvement in crime. How can youth sideline themselves? How can we stop that? Because if you're to look at the crime rate, really, the biggest percentage, it is the young people involved in crimes currently, and that is very, very alarming. We don't know what the causes could be. Of course, we are going to be talking about that here, and also you'll be able to know what you can do as a person out there to make sure that either you're a youth out there, you can hold or you can prevent yourself from being involved in crime, but also how to help your neighbor not to get involved in that. I'm talking a neighbor who is a youth. Well, to discuss this is my brother. Once again, he has been here quite a number of times, and we are grateful that we have him today once again to share knowledge about this very important topic. This is ASP Muhammed Ssebuliba, who is the CLO, Community Liaison Officer for Nansana. Good morning, Afante.
Good morning, my brother.
It's a pleasure having you again.
It's a pleasure too, being on Family TV. I can introduce once again my names. Assistant Superintendent of Police, Ssebuliba Muhammed, and I happen to be the Community Liaison Officer of Nansana Division. And I'm here to share with you how we can curb or eliminate crime in the youths.
Okay, very interesting. So when we talk about the youth and crime, of late it has been like they are moving together. There is too much involvement of the young people in crime. First and foremost, what is the stand? Maybe if you can give us, if you can shed light on what the current status is when it comes to involvement, because I may be speaking this and people do not want to trust my word, but if you can give us that light.
So far, that is why we are putting much emphasis, because we've seen change due to continuous community policing, talking to them, and we've seen that there is a change, there is a reduction in the crime. That is why we are continuously now doing it. Why? Because we've discovered that it is the youths that can cause crime or stop crime. And due to what was before and what is now, there is a slight change. But you never know. If something has changed, you don't give up. You continuously do what? Do the service. Therefore, we are talking about the youths. Youth starts from the year, I think 15. 15, that is when these guys can adopt other characters that can endanger their lives and the society. Okay. Therefore, there are things that is bandwagon, that is we bring it to the public, to their awareness, and telling them that ignorance does not take away the crime. If you don't know and you've done something wrong, you'll be answerable. Therefore, we continuously talk to them, and we've seen an impact to that talk. Therefore, the percentage was high, but due to the continuous community policing, talking to them, engaging the youths in school, in universities, in the community, we are seeing a difference. And that is why we are tackling them so much, because that is the future of tomorrow. Okay. That is the energy of tomorrow. That is the strength of the economy. That is the strength of everything. Therefore, that is why because it is not easy to employ someone who is in 50 years. Unless he has been in a system. But it is so easy to employ someone who is 18, because he's energetic and he can impact the institution or the industry. That is why we are putting much emphasis on them, to tell them that this can harm you, this can bring this, and after this, your future matters more than you think it matters.
Wow, very great indeed. So, if we are to look at the crimes that are being the crimes being committed majorly by the youth, what are these specific crimes that are majorly attracting youth, or that youth are involved in?
We cannot say specific crimes, but because crime is crime, and it is from you can never. Sometimes you might not love zero, but that is where it starts all.
Okay.
Therefore, the little we think that it is a crime, is the bigger it becomes. Therefore, we eliminate crime. Because if someone starts by stealing chicken, that person will develop the strength to kill. You understand? Because he's now determined that he can do it more better. He wants to advance. Therefore, we break the root.
The root cause.
I will not say that this is the crime mostly that is caused by youths. All crimes are crime.
Okay.
We don't have, we cannot differentiate. We cannot say that this is better crime or at least this. No, crime is crime, because from that is where bigger come from. Because you were a baby, the time you crawled, you moved, and now you're a man. But if it is stopped, they did not allow the other step, you couldn't be what you are. Therefore, it is a step. Therefore, we are against crime in youths. Not such a crime or such a crime. All crimes are crime. Yeah.
Wow, very interesting. So, can we look at the causes? What pushes the youth to crime?
Yeah, what pushes the youths to crime? First of all, it is not believing in themselves. And one of the biggest disease that causes the youths to divert from what they are supposed to be and do other things is they don't believe in themselves. And at the moment you don't believe in yourself, you want to be another person whom you are not. Therefore, you will do what you think can make you be. Why? Because you have failed to appreciate yourself. That is one of the cause. The moment you appreciate who you are, you develop. Because you already know who you are, therefore you want to be something else. After acknowledging what you are, now that is the challenge. They don't appreciate what they are. Secondly, they are excitement. Excitement is a cause of crime. Because when you see something that you've not yet reached in to achieve, and you want to be it without going through the process, that excitement causes you to do things you're not supposed to do. Why? Because you think you can. That excitement.
Okay.
And another thing that causes crime in youths, it's bandwagon. Because the other person has jumped that step, I can also jump. You don't know how he jumped it, but you want to jump it. Therefore, that bandwagon, you want to be in a group. And another thing is inferiority complex. That inferiority complex, you think you are put down because of your nature. Therefore, you have to prove who you are. Like children go to school and they start being mocked by others. And what causes you to be mocked? It's because you don't believe in yourself. You want to be what you are not yet. Believe that is your parent and the other one is not your parent. The moment you discover that, you embrace what you are and you yearn for what you want to be. Now, the inferiority complex causes you, like at school, children go to school and they start, hey, you, this, hey, this. Now, that thing you feel, sometimes you start by stealing money at home to go to prove to them that I'm not this. It is starting. It is starting. In the long run, you'll get the courage now to steal from the neighbor. Why? Because you stole from home and you are not caught. Therefore, that it develops. It comes from where? From inferiority, not accepting who you are. Therefore, and again, it is it is negligence of the parents. It is also a cause of crime in the youths. Some parents have never ever got out time for their children to talk to them and find out, is Adonai moving on well? How is school? But for you are paying. But this person is adopting things he cannot share with anyone. But those things are growing inside. You cannot, even when he comes back and it is holiday, you don't know how he or she performed. You don't know the challenges she meets at school. You don't know who is befriending. You don't know where he goes after home. You don't know that negligence. Now this person is adopting, is getting into characters that are going to impact you as a parent and impact the community at large. Those are one of the steps that youths are indulging in, and they are causing a deep problem in our community. And if we maneuver and curb those loopholes, we can hold our future bright.
Okay, very interesting. And when we talk about unemployment, idleness, isn't it one of the causes as well?
Those are the things that I think it follows when we expand the points I talked about. They come in because if someone is excited and if someone has that inferiority complex and if someone doesn't believe in himself and if someone is neglected and if those are the outcomes, because that person will be idle. He is not focused. He will end up being idle. He's not focused. Because people is excited. He will leave school and go and see these people that are singing and he wants to be them. But not knowing that it is a process, that is idleness coming in. He will leave school. Why? Because he wants to put on a trouser that is bigger. He saw it somewhere. And by the way, I think again it is about internet, social media has also impacted our youth a lot. It has, because there is a lot of competition. Competition. You are seeing someone is doing music or is doing the things of TikTok. People are doing a lot of shit. And now this one, he doesn't know the root of this person, but he wants to be that person. He will steal in order to get what the other person is putting on to be seen in the community, whereby that is a very, very major problem. That is what I talked about: inferiority complex and not believing in yourself. You want to be him, you are not him, and you've not reached the level of him. Therefore, be patient. Do what you're supposed to do. If you're at school and God has given you grace, your parents are providing tuition or fees for you, therefore concentrate. Look big. Look ahead. Don't be myopic. Don't be stopped by the excitement. You don't know that person, where he came from. You don't know how the background of the family, but you want to be him. That is the major problem. And these people grow stronger in the heart. Why? Because they want to achieve it. Whatever it takes, he wants to achieve it. Whatever it takes, he wants to achieve it. Therefore, that strongness of the heart becomes, the strong heart hardens. And he can, if it is, he wants that phone, he wants that phone. Whatever it takes. Because he has not seen, due to the negligence I talked about, he has not seen dad working. Therefore, he thinks you can get anything without work.
Okay.
Dad has never introduced him at work. He has never showed him what he does. He just sees dad home and in the morning work. But what is dad doing? Therefore, such instances has brought a lot of insecurity in our youths. And it has caused crime. And if we come to the ground, because it's not about stopping what has happened. It is more of preventing, because they talk about prevention is better than what?
Cure.
Therefore, if we can prevent, if we can go to the root cause of this, now like in this era, whereby we are in a system, or we are in a period where people are standing in for certain issues, positions. Now the youths have abandoned their workplaces, they have abandoned the school, they have abandoned the home, they have abandoned. Now they are excited, but that if the other one can, why not me? Do you know? Because this person he can be putting on a face which is for a sheep, yet it is for what?
A wolf.
That is, now you are following a sheep, yet it is a wolf. In the long run, discovering, I was following a wolf, yet thinking it is a sheep, when you are captured.
Yeah.
Therefore, let's come to our normality. Let's come back to the reality. Let's come back to normal, and we believe that I can never be Ssebuliba, and I can never. That is why I'm called Henry. Because Ssebuliba is Ssebuliba, Henry is Henry. Therefore, accept and believe in Henry. Henry can come out a greater person than Ssebuliba, because Henry has accepted who he is. Therefore, youths in this generation, we want you to focus. Have a focus, have a dream, have a vision, know who you are, and know what you want to be. Don't get excited by a group. Don't get excited by a certain clique. You are you, and you matter a lot than them. You never know, they can leave you in that way, and you think you are following them, but you might not know where they are diverting from, because it is not you in the journey, but you join that journey. Therefore, let's focus and know what we want. Be so sensitive. Be so sensitive. This is a time when you lose your life. Why? Because people will plan for you, thinking they're one of you, yet they want their own gains, their selfish interests. Kumbe you are naive. You are real to them, yet they are not. Therefore, let's focus. Youths, why are we talking about youths? Because that is the backbone of everything. That is the strength of every institution. Therefore, we call upon you, get focused, leave what is not benefiting you, and if it is benefiting you, have it in a process. Don't jump. You can never reach to 10 without 1. No. They will ask you, where is 1? Why? Because 1 is a process to 10. However much our target is 10.
Yes.
But we cannot jump 1.
Have to be steps.
Exactly. Therefore, if you don't want to go through steps, you'll get into problems, and you will not achieve. And even what you have, the small one, will be taken. Yeah.
Wow. Actually, that's why I wanted to even ask you about the quick things the youth want. They don't want to go through the process. They just want to achieve the end goal. What advice do you have for such people? And majorly it is hitting across so many youth. They just want the final product. They don't want to go through the process.
And we've seen the results at many times. Those people who want quick things have always failed. Why? Because you will not maintain what you didn't go through with.
True.
Are you getting the point? You can never maintain what you didn't struggle for. Because you don't know the process, you don't know the pain, and you don't know how the steps should be. Therefore, you can never know 5 unless you know 2. Come on, you can never be what you are before you start with something. You understand?
Wow.
No one can give birth without conceiving. How can you give birth without conceiving?
No.
Therefore, there is a process of conceiving, and there's a process of the things change in a process, and it takes time. That is why they say if it is 9 months and you give birth on 7, it is abnormal.
Yeah.
Why? Because it has jumped the process, and they will put that child in an incubator so that it goes through that process still. Therefore, live quick things. Quick things are dangerous, destructive, and they can destroy you. You matter than today. Your tomorrow is better than today. But how can you be in the better tomorrow if you failed today?
Okay. That's an important one. You did talk about the neglect of parents and all that. How important is parent involvement in these youth's lives so they can help them maybe prevent or abstain from these crimes?
Yeah. Good. The reason why parents are so important is because in everything there is what they call ground. You cannot establish something in vain or in an empty in space. There must be ground. Everything that we see was put on a ground. It depends on which what?
Ground.
On ground, but it is on ground.
Yes.
Therefore, parents, you want us to be your light tomorrow. You want us to be your happiness tomorrow. But which seed have you invested? You want me, at point you want to eat maize, but you're planting beans. It cannot come by miracle. It can't. Therefore, let's do what we are supposed to do in these children.
Hey.
Let's not admire others. Let me tell you one thing. Now they are admiring you, but it is not you who made yourself to be that.
Yeah, that's right.
You are groomed. And by the way, the people that groomed you are not seen. It is you who is seen.
Yeah, sure.
You understand? Therefore, parents, you want good things, but good things are baked. Good things are what?
Baked.
Are baked. They are baked. They are prepared. How have you prepared that child? You want that child? Sometimes I hear people complaining about police, people complain about doctors, hospitals, but those are the same people that were groomed by you.
Yeah, that's right.
And people are complaining about thieves.
They're still the
They are
children.
those who they gave birth to them. Play your part. Do your part and God will do the rest. You talk to that child, show him the way. That's why they say to show your child the path of God. And when he grows up, he will never divert from that path. Therefore, teach your children the norms and customs. But these days, people no longer, they think those are ancient. But those ancient things are the things that ground us. Therefore, parents, I'm cautioning you. You've neglected a lot your children. You've put the emphasis on making money, which is so great. But you don't know the person you are making money for, you're not preparing that person to sustain that money.
It will perish in a minute.
In a minute.
Yeah.
And that is the same person who will come and demand you that money. He'll get his gang and he's like, Mom has man. Let's look.
I've seen people taking away parents' land.
Exactly. Exactly. People are chasing away. When the mom, the dad had passed away, and these children are telling the mom, this is not your place. This is not your home.
Yeah.
Go to your home. This is our home. They're the children. How was the process? You neglected everything. Say, I don't mind about those children. They know they will face the world. But those people, before facing the world, they will face you. Therefore, help
important.
us to help the country at large. Go back to the root and teach your children the norms and customs. Let them know what to do and when to do it. Let them go to school. If you have that capability, send them to school. Show them and reach the school. Be responsible. Don't slow them and give them love. Because the reason why sometimes they divert and do crime is because they are looking for a sense of belonging. They want to belong somewhere. They are seeing they are nowhere, and they want to attach. They want attachment. Now that attachment, you are not providing it. They will seek it somewhere else, and it will be a problem.
Okay. Wow. Very interesting there. It's a very, very big call to the parents, but also to the youth. So far, the discussion is very, very interesting, and I believe you are able to pick in something there. Now, we're going in for a short break, and when we return, we continue with this discussion. Please do not go away. It is still just unwrapping.
If you suspect any suspicious thing, report to the police.
Of course, there will always be penalties for non-compliance.
So it's more of a ministry.
It is the duty of police to keep law and order.
Issues at hand. Issues at hand.
Welcome back. You are watching Issues at Hand, and today we are discussing about youth involvement in crime and how they can prevent that. And here with me is Assistant Superintendent of Police Muhammad Ssebuliba, who is the Community Liaison Officer for Nansana Division, and we've been discussing quite interesting things. Two things so far, for those who may not have watched the beginning, is a youth being very, very direct, I can say, if I can paraphrase, but being intentional in whatever you want. Do not take shortcuts, things like that. But also, there was a very big call for parents to be present in their children's lives, because every person you see around, even if you see a murderer, even if you see a thief, even if you see any person who has committed crime, they're a child of someone. So it all starts with parenting. So, Afande,
Yes.
by the way, one thing I like about Afande Ssebuliba is we hit a point and its solution, we move. So we don't have so much time to waste because we have a lot to discuss about. Now, let us talk about religious institutions and the schools, what their role can be on early prevention.
Yeah, thank you for such. Those are one of the steps and strategies that can be used.
Yeah.
Being that, like schools, these children get a lot of time in schools.
Yes.
Therefore, that is why we need the parents to play their part. Why? Because even the child that goes to school and do education to teach, if he was not installed in discipline, again he will not install discipline in these children he's teaching. Therefore, we call upon the institution of schools, employ those people that are really up to the task, that are going to mentor our children. Teachers who are called to be, not who come for money, because they are two different things. There's a calling, and when you are called, you will be provided. Therefore, if these teachers are called to be teachers, they will have that touch and that impact and that love. Because these children, you teachers, you are parents. The impact you put on a child is more great than what a parent can.
Okay.
Therefore, we call upon you, teachers, have that moral values. Let them be installed back in you. We know you get challenges, but you don't know what you are impacting. It is you alone, but you are impacting hundreds. Therefore, children should also respect their teachers, so that they get knowledge from their teachers. Let me tell you one thing. You can never, ever hate something and again you want something from that something you hate.
Yeah, very true.
You can never reap from it. Therefore, let there be a rapport. Let there be the love shared between the teacher and the pupils and the students, so that rapport, that relationship will cause an impact to the community. We shall get quality. Therefore, schools, you are the major impact in our community, because by the way, those people that do that is what I told you, that these children are seeking for attachment. They're seeking for belonging. They're seeking for love. They want to be loved. It sounds comfortable for someone to be told that you are this, you are this. Like parents, again, it goes back. When your child is at school, when your child is back home, do you ever tell the child you're beautiful? Do you ever tell that child, my daughter, you're beautiful, my son, you're handsome, you can make it? Yes, today it is not like this, but tomorrow it can be better. Or you just shout and say, I wish you'd do what? I didn't know that it was you. You know, those cursing words. Your tongue is creating. Whatever you speak, it is a creation. Therefore, it is you created. You are a thief. You are like this. Even you child. Again, you child. They will kill you. They will kill you while you're stealing. Those you are creating because you have power under your lips. And if you don't use it promptly or well, you are going to cause harm. Because, by the way, whatever we speak, we create. Therefore, whatever you speak to that child, you're creating it, and the devil is just awaiting to capture it and confirm. And it is coming from a right tongue, because they talk about declaring. What are you declaring on your child? Those declarations have caused a lot from parents and again teachers. When these children come out to school, yes, she has failed or he has failed. Don't say you are very stupid, you will never do something, you cannot even do this this subject. You are traumatizing that child. Have love.
For us, the whole family.
Yes, you are traumatizing. Now this child will hate that subject and he will never perform better. Because of your confession as a parent. Now, again, to our religious leaders. Religious leaders, since time immemorial, we are respecting religious leaders. And we know they are connected to God. We know whatever they say, it is pure. That is why there is so much diverse community, that the community is doing contrary. And it is them hitting. Why? You religious leaders, you cease to be, and you let the one you're serving be. Therefore, the words you speak, people listen to you and they want life words. They want impacting words. They want encouraging words. However much you are down, don't show them. For them, they need some positive words from you. Speak and let these children know that they have to work. Tell them to work. Tell them the process of gaining prosperity. Tell them what they should do, and tell them that when you fear God, there are things you cease to do. Let them, unless, because now these days there are many religious leaders that are coming up when they are not really nurtured. And now, because for us we grew up knowing religious leaders right, they make people go into shit. You find the way they are putting on, the way, why should you condemn it? And if they don't come back in your place of worship or whatever, let them go. But they've learned something.
Yeah.
You find someone is coming to a place of worship, is really like decoration, or is putting on something very short, but is the way is weird. The boy is having pins, rubber chains. Come on. You don't know. Let them know that whatever you do, you are chaining yourself in either way or the other. You understand? There are things that we cope that were in the Egyptians, and they had reasons why they were putting on chains. They had reasons why they are putting on chains everywhere. But are you them?
No.
You are not. Therefore, let's come back to our norms and cultures. And if we come back to that, we shall be disciplined. And let our religious leaders tell us the fact. Because now money has diverted everything.
Yeah.
We want to please them. We just want to please, and we end up causing people problems. A lot of prostitution is in places of worship. A lot of criminality is there. People snatching phones is coming. Because it is no longer talked about. Tell them what is right. Those children that are at school, tell them that don't run away to school to come to church. First things first. That is why they say the fear of the Lord. Let those children grow up knowing the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. You can never be wise when you don't fear God, when you don't respect God. You'll fail. Let them be in that. Let us come back to that, and we shall. I'm telling you, our heads, our mind is a computer. Whatever you put in goes in, and if you erase it, it goes. There's nothing that this one should be like. No, there's chance for change. And there is no person who is bad. People are not bad, but people are diverted. People are I think they are given wrong directions, but they are not bad. You can bring them back with love. Open rebuke is better than hidden love. Bring them with love back. Let the children get to know. Let the pupils get to know. Why should you tell your child that it is a rat that is going to give you money when you remove the teeth? That is wrong. You want this child to grow up lying, and when he lies, you say, Shanagwe, come on, what did you teach him?
You already started it.
How can a rat, because a rat is not working, therefore this child will not work, thinks that the rat will give me money. You will go and look for your money and get it, because it is the rat that has put that money there. No, tell him that my child, my daughter, my son, when you remove the teeth, you will be your dental will be fine, and I will give you money for appreciation of what you've done. Therefore this child will do it knowing there is an appreciation. Yeah, appreciate your children. When she goes to school, coming back in a holiday, do something that makes her or him love school again. Do something. Oh, you are welcome, but thank you. You buy him a sweet for schooling specifically. Encourage him. When he comes back with remarks that are not really good, you'll just sit him down. Oh, my daughter, what happened? But you can do it better, Don't give up. Yes, I know, but today you've done better. But again, you can do better than this. And when you do like this, tomorrow this will be.
Wow.
Other than confessing, hating, And parents, don't put your failing relationship in children. Yes, because you confess a lot, you hate, you make this child hate himself, and they end up going to school, to streets. I'm telling you, those children that are on streets have parents. But because of the domestic violence in the homes has caused a lot of criminality. Why? The more you fight at home as a parent, the more the strong heart of this child grows. He doesn't fear
And
anything. If he can see mom and dad fighting, then that is the worst thing he could see. Now that is he has seen it. And he is now, what is new? What is new? If he sees mom, whom he sees as an icon, as hero, and is seeing dad fighting mom, this child will not have any hesitation in finding a person as a street and fight. Because that is where he grew up from. Therefore, parents, religious leaders, teachers, you are our backbone in grooming and eliminating crime in our society.
Okay. As maybe in a few minutes before we conclude, can we also discuss about the role of media in helping prevent crime?
Exactly.
Because it is a very big cause as well.
Exactly. Because the reason why I'm here, it is what? It is media. That means the words that I'm spraying are impacting someone. They may not all, but at least one will pick something and he will take it. Therefore, the media, let's use the media properly. Don't think that when you put on naked people, you put on things that are doing, you think you are impacting. Come on, it comes back to you. Whatever man sows, so shall he reap. You might not reap it directly, but you can reap it in your children. Therefore, you can be prosperous doing right things. You can. Media people, you are the voice. You are the voice. God can use you. And the devil can use you, but choose the part. Therefore, media people will respect you because you convey, you bring news, you bring information to us. But which information? At least we need to know what we spray, what we spread, and what we put on media. We can stop those naked people because you don't know what you impact. Now, like at home, people are seeing those movies, and at 13 years, you've stimulated the body of this girl and this boy. Why? Is he seeing love movies at that tender age? That let her know, knowing what? What is she learning? That girl at 14 years, he will start going with men. Because he has known the way on how to handle it. And he's going to be bruised at a young age, and he will become a problem tomorrow. You find a girl at 16, she has 2 children. 16. But where did he get all that? From the media. He saw how the process is. He saw how I can be a mother. He saw how love is. Yes, love is a sweet thing, but at what time? Love, that is what you said, don't rush. When you rush, you knock. When you rush, you crash. Therefore, go slow. Go slow. Media people, we love you, but you impact us negatively or positively. Therefore, we change at least the way we bring out things. And we don't have to show negativity only. No. Because now people's children at home, they have those tabs, they go and they put in things. A young girl at 14 years, not even, she was over in P5, she had a tab. But what she could do, she could take pics of her private parts and she could get videos. But the mom doesn't know. But because the mom is so much on the children, he went ahead and going to find out. And it's like a girl at P5 having nudes in your tab, ready? But where does she get it from? Social media. Therefore, let's not impact a lot in these children. They're young. We should know that if she's young or he's young, yes, let's her get a tab. Let's things that should be in her tab be. not things that are not for her or him. You understand? Because you want your child to be on to be online with others, but are you sure you're not destroying that child? Will you be proud of that child tomorrow, or you'll be in tears? Therefore, let's watch out at media. Let's watch out what we watch at home, what we bring at home, and what we give our children.
Wow. Very important message there. Now, as we wind up, Afande, could you give us your last call to the people out there, to the youth out there, so that we can avoid crime?
Thank you so much. One thing I can say to the youths, just know you are everything. You are the energy, you are the strength of you first, and of the country at large. Therefore, what you do impacts you and impacts the community. Therefore, you can start small and grow big, other than starting big and grow small. It is good always to start in a bad way and end up in a good way, other than starting in a good way and end up in a bad way. Be patient. Do what you're supposed to do. If you're at school, concentrate. Good things are ahead of you. Concentrate. Respect your education, respect elders, and respect yourself. Your body is a great deal, so hold it jealously. That is what I can say for now.
Wow, thank you so much, Fande Muhammad Ssebuliba, who is the Community Liaison Officer for Nansana. And I believe the message has been very, very strong right from the start of the discussion here. He has been very, very important messages that have been shared in there. So I really want to appreciate you so much, and always giving in this message once in a while, and we appreciate so much. So I believe now you have the mantle out there. The young people, you have heard what you're supposed to do. Please do not rush into things, but also do not do things out of bandwagon. And also as well, the parents, you've heard what you should do in order to have these children, these youth out there help. Please, it is now our role. It is in our hands. The ball is in our hands to make sure that we reduce crime, we prevent crime, of course, amongst the young people, but also you, the young people, you can prevent crime due to what we've been discussing here. I want to appreciate you. If you've just joined us, you can run to YouTube and get the link, listen through, and you'll be helped, or you'll also be able to help someone due to the information that we've been given here. I want to appreciate you for joining us this entire week. My name is Luke Majumba. Please, you want to have a lovely weekend ahead, please, and also remember to be safe. It is a political season.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Crowned with Purpose.
Crowned with Purpose.
This show is designed to empower and inspire women of all ages.
Joshua chapter 24, verse 15. As for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. A family that prays together stays together.
We focus on topics like personal development and identity.
I need to get to that stage where I set boundaries. Setting boundaries will help you not have your time, your limited time. By the way, time is a limited resource. Your limited time being wasted. It also protects you from mental health.
Join us every Saturday on Church of Uganda Family TV, 10 a.m. as we explore different topics by different experts. Crowned with Purpose.
abantu bwe bafa babeera
When people
balungi.
die, they are good.
Abadde
A
mulungi.
dead body is always good.
Atukoze bulungi.
He has done us good.
Tazikawo.
We cannot replace him.
Tewali atazikawo.
There's no one who is replaceable.
Tewali.
There's no one.
Naye kiyinza okuyamba.
But what can help you?
Kwe kukola omukululo
It
omulungi.
is to leave a good legacy
Nti bali kujjukira.
that people will remember you.
Sometimes I share with my students a small story of an animal which normally is regarded to be the wisest, the hare. Once in a meeting of animals chaired by the lion, which was the king of the animals, he said that all those who are in the meeting and are not married should go out. This is for the marrieds. And then the hare put up a hand. I have a question, Mr. Chairman. Yes. What is it? He said, what about some of us who sleep like married people? Should we also go?
And may I say to those of you who are not yet married, determine what kind of family you want to raise. Because the family that you raise, the children that you get, you will either sink them or you will raise them up to be good citizens and good people in the church.
If you read Proverbs 16:1, they tell you that the plans of the heart belong to man, but the answer of the tongue is from the Lord.
Because we all need love. As long as we are humans, we need love. Now he says yes, but I'm praying that you will experience the greater love.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.